What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here, you can call me Irish, and today you're going to be watching some Conquest Domination on Operation 925. So, you're probably going to recognise some of the names that you're seeing here. Pacer, Phoenix, Moose, I think, okay, I can't remember his full gamer tag, but BFO Moose is in it at some stage. We were also playing with Natty, Texas Frisbee, Presidente, Rhino, I think is his name. A couple of people that I didn't really recognise, but like that were obviously friends of Natty's and stuff. So we're playing on the BIB server, and it was just a good time. Now, at the time, I actually did record the chat stuff, like the voice comms and stuff. But me being a derp as usual, I forgot to actually record my own voice because most people set up DxTory to when they hit record, it records everything. But my mic is pretty terrible, and I like to do some like post-processing with some noise removal and compression and bass boost and stuff. So I always use Audacity to record my voice separately, and I forgot to start up Audacity. So there is actually, if you can listen in the background, you'll hear it now, hopefully. Yeah, there actually is quietly some voice comms in there, but I decided just to turn it down rather than you getting confused. Yeah, sorry, it's nearly a minute and a half in, and I haven't even got to the topic of the video yet. So, today's video is about transitioning from Xbox to PC, going from a console player to a PC player, and actually back again, because I don't think that's something many people ever really touch when they do these kind of comparisons things. If they do them, I don't really know. I've never actually seen anybody do a focused video on this. So one of the big advantages people said about getting a PC and moving over to PC gaming was if you had a good enough PC, played the game at decent frame rates, the accuracy was better, the movement was better, the controls was better, just mouse and keyboard all the way. It's always going to be better. I didn't necessarily find that at first, because here's the thing. So I had a head start with Rival X Factor's mouse tips and the mouse fix to get rid of hardware acceleration and stuff like that. But even with those tips and even getting everything, like if you don't get your mouse sensitivities and your in-game sensitivities and your mouse profiles and your key bindings and stuff like that, if you don't get that all out of the way perfectly before you even start the game, it's a nightmare. Now, I actually even did that, and I still struggled for about 2 weeks. I'd say it took me a good 2 weeks to get any kind of comfortable with it. I could do it, I could play the game fine in the first couple of days, but like it took me a solid 2 weeks to just get the hang of where all the buttons were and what was going on. But what I found was when I went over, I was expecting it to just be easy and just be like, oh god, I'm just going to zip onto people's heads and I'm just going to be so easy to hit every single button with my left hand on the keyboard. It's not that way. Like, until you, as I said, do come up with your own keybinds and stuff, it is pretty difficult. But what I did was I set my own keybinds. Don't take anybody else's keybinds. What I will say is whatever about mouse sensitivities and stuff like that are the most advantageous. Keyboard keybinds are actually very, very personal. Now, I have mine set up very different to X Factor's. Even watching his tips and stuff like that, his placement of where he put stuff was not right for me at all. So that's a very personal thing. But until you get to that stage where you've got everything mapped, it's a nightmare, and there's too many buttons almost. Obviously, with the controller, there's 4 buttons on the left, a joypad, or 2 joypads, the D-pad, and then 4 buttons on the back. And then obviously if you've got the scuff, you've got 2 back buttons, whatever. But like, there's a minimal amount of buttons. But people see all the buttons and realize that every single button pretty much on the keyboard is routed to something. And like me, they see that and they just go, holy crap, I've only got 5 fingers, how do I reach them all without... Obviously the ideal situation is to be able to touch every keyboard without having, to be able to touch every button without having to take your fingers off W, A, S, and D, which is quite difficult to do. But, yeah, so that was one of the big problems that I had adjusting over was my sensitivity was alright. It was kind of fidgety at first, but once I locked it into Rival X Factor's recommendations, which is, I believe, about a 360 in Battlefield 3 should take you about 4 to 5 inches, maybe 5 to 6. I think it used to be 5 to 6, and he's now gone from somewhere between 4 and 5, so whatever way that is. Once I got that sensitivity sorted out and got used to that, the aiming became not instantly, as I said, it took me about 2 weeks, but like, within the first couple of days of getting that whole sensitivity thing worked out, it was pretty easy. It was pretty I still to this day, I over-aim and I under-aim. I'm not laser-guided missile like X Factor is, but I can do it. I can hold my own. Like, this game might not even be the best example. I don't know. Like, I could go out and specifically try and play a game where I show you where okay, so just as I say this on the screen, I missed 2 guys completely, but I think that was just the F2000's fire rate more than anything letting me down. But Yeah, like if I really wanted it and really focused on it, I could have a perfect game where I'm like aiming perfectly and I'm not over aiming and under aiming, but like it still is hard to do. The keyboard side of things, because I did get a gaming mouse with the 2 extra buttons and the different sensitivities and stuff like that, different profiles. It's a RAT3 if you didn't know. The 2 extra thumb buttons alone take so much burden off your left hand. So that would be the first thing I can say. If you are thinking about getting into PC gaming, make sure one of the first things you buy after you actually upgrade your computer or buy a new one, whatever it is that you're going to do, make sure one of the first things that you do is get a gaming, any kind of mouse really, but preferably a gaming focused mouse with 2 extra buttons for your thumbs. Because that takes that took a lot of the pressure off my left hand. So now I literally just use A and D, caps lock, shift and tab to sprint, crouch and prone, space to jump obviously, and then there's other buttons like C, toggle fire mode, X to do this and that, or whatever. The other, like, it's just so much easier to use. So that was, and I should have said this in the first place. I was fairly feckin' handy on the controller. I even had the confidence at one stage back in my early days on my channel to make an actual recoil control for console video, because I genuinely could control the recoil on most guns, if not all of them, in Battlefield 3 with the sticks. Like, I was fairly competent, and this is actually if I've got time I'll go into this, but oh yeah, actually no, I will. This is part of the video. So like, I used to be really good and really confident, and in most games on consoles, unless I was playing with beasts like Pacer or whatever like that, like as I'm playing with here, unless I'm playing with beast people, if I was just in a pub, I would be the pub stomper of the lobby. Like, I would always finish top on every game, no matter what game it was, Call of Duty, any of the Call of Duties, any of the Battlefields. If I was playing alone, just pub stomping, I would come first. I was really, really good on the sticks. So, to go from being great on the sticks to not being so great on the mouse and keyboard, that was a bit of a strange one. It took a while to get used to the fact that, like, I'm not going to be leading lobbies anymore, and like that kind of sucked for a while, because it's just like, god damn it, I hate being bad. Like, I hate not finishing top because I was so used to it. Like, and this isn't even not, I swear to God, this is not me tooting my own horn. This is just the way it was. Like, obviously with exceptions. I don't mean every single game I'd always finish, but the large majority of the games, 80 to 90% of games that I played, I would finish in the top 3, and then probably 70, 60, 70, maybe no, 90% of the time I'd finish in the top 3, 70 to 80% I'd finish in the top, you know what I mean, the top spot. But now that I've come over to PC, and now I've finally gotten used to it, I'm now, depending on the game mode and the map and stuff like that, it's generally different and it changes here and there, but I'm more or less at that level, I would say. I think definitely on TDM on canals, I just know that map like the back of my hand. I'm very good at that. Excuse me. I can dominate at that. But I've managed to now, I've seen people, like, I won't name names, but I've seen people that have also made the switch in and around the same time as me over to PC gaming, telling me that they've still to this day aren't completely used to it, and I don't think that should be the case. I think it's a lot easier than, it should be at least a lot easier than they seem to be experiencing. But just to wrap up the video as we come towards an end, I'm sorry I had to speed it up so much. This was literally about 2 minutes worth of nothing. Me running around, capturing flags, getting assists and whatever. There was no action whatsoever. But yeah, just to finish it up, going back to the consoles now, I'm playing Black Ops 2 a lot lately. I am atrocious. I'm doing everything. Drifter, the COD commentator, has a method where you use the TAC 45 only for 7 games, and it supposedly improves your aim, and it's sort of working, but like, I'm going back to the sticks now, and as I said, I used to be really good, I used to be really confident, I used to be able to control any gun on Battlefield, the recoil on it, and now I can't even control the guns in Call of Duty. It's just my thumb flickers all over the place, and I find that really annoying. It's really hard to get used to sucking on the sticks again. But that's it. It takes a while. It can take a while, maximum a week to 2 weeks for most people. Obviously, as I said, I know people that are having a harder time with that, but I've personally found it okay, and I would consider myself as a fairly acceptable level now on the PC. Like, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Just give you an update on how the whole PC switch has gone for me. Yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.